Mystic Mac back where he's just in
yeah. To see like he's in the tunnel, but the light is after the fight. It's I have to go through that journey in order to see the light. But I'm not gonna put myself in the light until I'm done with the fight. That's if he put himself into that zone, we're gonna have a
like anyone that knows the game knows he's evolved a number of times. He's had his setbacks. What do you make of Conor McGregor's assessment of Max Holloway? Do you believe he's being legit here when he's saying this, or do you think this is just a part of him sort of underselling Max and trying to get into his head, doing the whole thing about how he's his son, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Do you truly believe he thinks he's the same fighter that he beat?
I think he thinks it. I think he's wrong. But like,
you actually think he believes that, though? Come on, like,
yeah,
he's not
Conor
an idiot.
McGregor is a deeply delusional person, and like, we don't have to go down this particular side of this road too far, but like, of the things that I think he doesn't believe that he's saying in that interview, I'm much more inclined to believe that he is pretending when he's talking about, I no longer care about the material things in life, and this doesn't matter to me. I am a man of faith, and I'm not going to talk numbers because that doesn't mean anything to me. If we're picking like an order of things that I think are bullshit, I think that one's much more transparent bullshit than Conor McGregor, notorious weirdo, believes that his opponent is beneath him. That rings incredibly true to me.
It is interesting if that's like, if he thinks that about Max, there's going to be some issues there. Also found it interesting, man.
Huge miscalculation on his part, but yeah.
Yeah, huge miscalculation. I liked to hear him say that it sounds like, and I don't know how much I believe this because of what we know about the way that he trains. Sounds like he's training a little bit more safe. He's talking to training partners about what they're working on. Like he's wearing protective gear, like all the stuff that basically riddled his body and made him like this injury problem in the past, where he would just literally go there and just basically fight guys in the gym, right, with no structure, and just go until like his bones were destroyed. It sounds like he's sort of fixing some of that. But again, I guess the biggest thing with Conor McGregor is always going to be like, John Kavanagh isn't telling him what to do in the gym. Like Conor McGregor.
Obviously, he's coming up against Max Holloway in a great fight. How do you see that matchup between those two?
Personally, I think because it's at welterweight, I see Conor knocking him out. Like everyone's counting Conor out and thinks that Max is going to win. If it goes to the later rounds, yeah, Max definitely probably start piecing him up on the feet because he's got that cardio and the volume. But the fact that it's at welterweight, I think, favours Conor because Charles made Max look small at lightweight. So imagine how big Conor's going to look compared to him at welterweight.
Deal with right now. Conor, to win this fight, doesn't have to just do something that nobody has ever done. He has to do three things that have never in history been done. He's got to beat a top guy at a weight class outside of his prime. He's got to come back from that leg injury, of which 3 other people have sustained. 3 other guys came back, and none of them look the same. Victory or defeat is a different conversation. They didn't look the same. And he's got to come back after 6 years out into a 5-round atmosphere. That one detail will sway the odds. That's good for 5 points. If everything was perfect and Conor had to come back after 6 years off into a 5-round atmosphere, that alone would make him a 5-1 underdog.
So are you leaning towards Max Holloway for that fight?
Yeah, he's already saying it.
No. That's not what I'm saying. And by the way, they both been out for quite a while.
Right.
Of course, Conor has been out for a longer period of time. And Conor, we know he has a lot of money and, he live on yacht. You see him on social media. However, this is only social media. Sometimes the reality is different, but I think it would be a great fight. I love both fighters. I love to watch them both. I'm a big fan of both. I think if Conor can put himself back into the grind and be hungry into that hell zone that, he has to see, see it in a way that
they're a very familiar foe of yours. Max Holloway will be welcoming Conor McGregor back to the octagon next month. We all hope. If this fight does happen, it's at welterweight. How do you see this going? Can Conor do anything with the fighter you're probably more familiar with than anyone in Max Holloway?
Well, we know that Conor hasn't been in the game for a long time, and I think a lot of people are thinking that he's just going to lose everything, but that's not the case. He's going to be dangerous. He's obviously going to still be very sharp, very explosive. Still got a good eye. Is it the exact eye that he had when he was double champ and doing what he was doing? No, probably not, but still going to be very dangerous. And I know Max is going to respect that. Obviously, they're going to want to put on a show, but at the same time, you're going to know Conor will be very dangerous early. I think Max will make the right decisions to not just get in the fire straight away, and then start to work him later in them rounds. So we know that Conor, again, very dangerous, very explosive, but that is going to wear on you. And with that big layoff, even though he's probably training very hard, we know that that's going to eventually wear on him. And that sharpness that I reckon he still has is probably going to deteriorate a lot quicker because of his been.
Just when everyone thought the drama couldn't explode further, the blockbuster showdown between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway is finally officially locked in. Still, the nonstop buzz surrounding this clash keeps growing louder. Every day, fresh predictions surface as seasoned fighters boldly and confidently share opinions, while fans fiercely argue over the result. The biggest question haunting everyone: will Conor McGregor shut down his critics after an incredibly long, frustrating, and demanding absence? Or will Max Holloway finally claim the revenge he's chased for years? With every passing day, both fighters keep pouring gasoline onto the flames through even bolder, more provocative remarks and relentless training videos that continue pushing excitement and tension to another level.
Man, I think Holloway, just because of the endurance he's going to have going into those later rounds, McGregor needs to get it done early.
Yeah.
That's, I think, his only chance. I mean, he's always had cardio issues. Now he's older. Now he's got a different lifestyle. I don't see that getting any better.
Mm-hmm.
How much, yes, there's an urge to the ego that he has to stay on top. But when you got that much money, why are you going to do the extra,
It's crazy to see him come back. Paddy Pimblett versus BSD.
I was going to say it'd be so funny if he picks up where he left off in round 3 with Holloway from the first fight and just takes him down and just goes the Oliveira route.
I mean, I think I think if he's locked in, I think he's a generational talent. I don't know if that can hold over years being outside of the cage.
Look, he's a sniper.
But he's
a sniper. He's got power and he's got good distance control. It's just as the fight goes longer and longer and longer, it goes more in favor to Holloway.
Yeah. But it's at 170 though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that could be a game changer for them too.
Yeah.
That's
a lot
all that weight on him, letting him feel a little bit better.
I'm also excited that he's back. Can't wait. Seems to be in the right frame of mind, in shape, taking it serious. Seems like a changed man. Only his actions and time will tell us that. But yeah, I can't wait. It's good. When Conor's back, the UFC is great. It's great. He's the biggest star of all time. So if you saw the views that Ariel had Conor on, and then Ariel had Poatan on. Poatan's at 282. What is it?
323,000.
323,000. Conor's at what?
1.2, 1.3, something like that.
1.2 mil. So that's when, the hardcores, when we're like, we don't really have any big stars. And people are like, Poatan, he's the biggest star of the UFC, or Suga, or Izzy, or insert Marab, whoever. It's like, no, those guys are good. And those guys are stars. I'm talking big boy stars. And that's what Conor is. And those days are.
This McGregor Holloway fight, UFC 329, who wins that, McGregor or Holloway?
Whoever loses is bad. It's just Holloway can't lose to McGregor coming off the couch doing all the shit he's been doing. And McGregor can't afford another loss.
If McGregor loses this fight, is he done?
It depends how he loses.
Got it.
If it's like he gets steamrolled, it's just like, damn, dog.
Really?
You should probably
hang it up.
Should probably call this one curtains.
I mean, I think he's talking about re-signing a whole fight deal and a bunch of new fights and the whole thing. I mean, we saw the needle he's moving with the tickets and how fast it sold out and what's going on there, right?
Yeah, but everyone's excited. Like, he's excited. He's got that fight feel energy right now.
Yeah.
But then when you go in there and it don't go your way, and then you come home with all those bruises and headaches, maybe you start to reconsider. You know, it's not like he needs the money. It's just more so he's doing it out of the passion and the love for the sport. He wants to show that he can still be on top. So again, if he goes out there and he gets smoked, it's just not good.
He's plus 270. TJ, real quick, the welterweight bout, McGregor versus Holloway.
Everyone suddenly has an opinion, but former UFC champion Georges St-Pierre just dropped a reality check about Conor McGregor's possible comeback, revealing a perspective many fans keep overlooking. Experts everywhere continue debating this very issue. According to St-Pierre, one of the hardest battles any fighter faces in combat sports is climbing back to the summit after enjoying fame, massive success, and enormous financial rewards. He believes once someone has already achieved everything they ever wanted, enduring relentless pain, constant pressure, brutal mental challenges, and endless suffering becomes far more difficult if they hope to remain elite. St-Pierre insists fighters must embrace unforgiving training, allowing coaches, trusted support staff, and teammates to relentlessly push them beyond every imaginable limit before true success becomes possible.
It's hard to, we talk about fighters that try to make a comeback. Something like Conor McGregor is going to try to make a comeback. I think if he wants to be successful, because it's hard once you made it, you're a millionaire, you wake up in a nice bed, warm, to go back into a discomfort zone. But you need to be willing to do that. You need to be willing to go through an army of guys that are waiting for you in the gym to kick your ass. You need to go through that in order to prepare yourself the best you can for what the fight will be. And sometimes if you're wealthy, you're the boss, you decide of the condition on which you would be put into. I don't think it's the right way. The way I did it when I prepared for Michael Bisping, I was willing to put myself into hell I was telling myself, if I survive this, and my coach, that was their responsibility to make me go through hell in order to prepare myself for what I...
According to Georges St-Pierre, Conor McGregor's talent is absolutely undeniable, and plenty of respected voices have echoed that exact opinion without hesitation. However, St-Pierre believes the real difference between victory and failure comes down to whether McGregor is willing to surrender control and genuinely trust the people around him. He repeatedly stresses that no fighter can always dictate every training session because the unpredictable world of combat sports demands constant adaptability. St-Pierre also insists great coaches must relentlessly drag their athletes beyond comfortable limits, throwing them into unfamiliar situations where real growth, lasting improvement, and championship-level evolution are ultimately forged.